Hello and welcome back to Petite Wreath Boutique. Summer, sunshine, lemons. Let's make this seasonal inspired wreath together, starring beautiful natural yellow and green tones. If you are new to my channel, please consider to subscribe to not miss out on any new fantastic crafts. Let's begin with talking about the supplies for this wreath. I used a waterproof lemon themed sign. It looked like hand painted lemons in those beautiful natural tones. A 12-inch wired wreath frame, a piece of felt to cover the back, 10 inches wide deco mesh in 3 different colors. The first is called a breeze mesh, which has a fabric stripe throughout in moss green, a white mesh with a white stripe, and a deco mesh with jute stripe in the color natural moss. When it comes to the ribbon, I used a 2.5-inch wide weaved jute ribbon in the color sun yellow and a wired ribbon which combines the different green tones beautifully. A yellow wired ribbon in 1.5 inches width, and this adorable 1.5-inch wired ribbon showcasing lemons, leaves, and even little cute bees. We will need a total of 5 white pipe cleaners, as well as 4-inch and 6-inch wide zip ties, some jute to create a hanging loop for the back of the wreath, and some felt scratches to attach the pipe cleaners to the sign. Our tools for this craft: a hot glue gun and sandpaper. Both are needed to prepare the wreath sign, rotary cutter, wire cutters, pointy scissors, and some sharp scissors. The first step in today's journey will be preparing the sign. Since it is a waterproof sign with a very smooth surface, the hot glue doesn't get enough grip to stay on. So I used the sandpaper to scruff the surface. After sanding, we take a pipe cleaner and shape a U form, and then put on some hot glue onto the sign and put the bottom of the U shape onto it. To secure this pipe cleaner, we cover it with some more of the hot glue and cover it with a little felt piece. Please be careful pushing down this felt. The glue is hot. And then we have to repeat this step for the other side as well. Let's continue with our preparations. To cut the mesh, we measure 12 inches for all the cuts. I like to cut the beginning of the deco mesh spool. A lot of times it shows signs of fraying, and I like to start with a clean cut. The rotary cutter is my preferred tool for this step, but scissors work as well. The cutting mat is an absolute helpful tool to have as a safe base, but also to cut and measure at the same time. So this tool is absolute worth to invest. We will need a total of 6 cuts of the dark green mesh, 12 of the white deco mesh, and 12 cuts of the light green mesh. And again, all cuts are 12 inches total. We will have 5 mesh ruffles, which we will connect to each section of the wreath. So 2 white, 2 light green, and 1 dark green. Now let's carry on with attaching the deco mesh to the wreath frame. The deco mesh cut needs to be put onto the work surface with the curl side facing down. By curl side, I mean the way the deco mesh wants to curl up naturally. Hold on to both sides with one hand each so the cut does not curl up. Find the middle and then walk your fingers up and holding on with the thumb to the mesh until both hands meet and the whole mesh is picked up. Grab it with one hand and then attach it with a zip tie to the wreath frame. We will rotate the attachment between bar 2 and 3. Try to have an inch of the deco mesh curled in on both sides to prevent the fraying before ruffling the cut. Once the zip tie is tightened, we can cut off the excessive tail. The pattern for each section of the wreath frame is white, light green, light green, white, and dark green. So a total of 5 ruffles for each bar and 30 ruffles for the whole wreath since my base has 6 sections. That's what we should have by the time all the deco mesh cuts are assembled. Next up is to attach the wreath sign. I like to use the wreath frame bars as an orientation to attach the pipe cleaners, since those are across from each other, and this ensures me that my sign will be centered well. Simply push the pipe cleaners through the deco mesh until your fingers find the other fingers holding on to the bar. Then pull the pipe cleaners through, but not too tight so the sign does not get all smushed in. Twist the pipe cleaners with each other to lock the position in place. After that, repeat it on the other side. I like to double check the position and how tight the pipe cleaners are pulled by turning the wreath forth and back. It's a good time to create our hanging loop. We want it on the center of the wreath, above the middle of the sign. So use the jute cord, pull it through the wreath frame and knot it a couple times. I will show you now how to make the main bow without using a bow maker. Starting with the weave jute ribbon, we are measuring 12 inches and grabbing it on the 12-inch mark. This is the first tail. Then we measure another 12 inches, grabbing this end with the other hand, combine both ends in one hand, in my case the left hand because I am right-handed. This is how we are creating our first loop. Now we keep holding on and measure another 12 inches for the second loop. Again, use one hand to gather the 12 inches and combine it in the holding hand. Measuring another 3 times 12 inches for additional 2 loops and another tail. This ribbon is a little bit harder to handle because of the texture. The following ribbons are easier to assemble, I promise. After the cut, I like to use a zip tie for each layer of the bow to secure it. Simply tighten the zip tie where your fingers are holding the bow in place. Then cut off the excessive tail of this zip tie. I used a 4-inch width, and this zip tie will not be visible by the end of assembling the bow. The next layer of the bow will be made out of the 2.5-inch wide green ribbon. Such a beautiful color combination with all those different layers of green, if you ask me. We start by measuring 11 inches for the tail, put it on top of the existing bow, and measure 11 inches for the loops as well. Since this ribbon has only one good side, meaning only one side is printed, it is important to keep this one visible, so during grabbing the loop, we need to twist the ribbon to keep the pretty side on top. I used a green ribbon for 2 tails and 2 loops, all have 11 inches in length. After we cut off the ribbon off the spool, we secure it with the 4-inch zip tie again. It's time for this absolute adorable lemon bee ribbon. I think it's very gorgeous, so subtle, but enough for an elegant statement. We measure 12 inches of this 1.5-inch wide ribbon. for the tail and the loop. This time we will have 2 tails and only 1 loop. And it would have been easier to put the spool to the side or even turn it, but you live and you learn. To secure and attach this last layer, I chose a pipe cleaner so the bow can be attached to the wreath. Just find the middle of the pipe cleaner, wrap it around the bow, and twist it a few times in the back. To attach the bow to the wreath, we use the pipe cleaners and work the ends through the mesh to find the wreath frame. The rings or bars, depending on the position you choose, can be used to anchor the pipe cleaners. Just twist the ends around the metal of the frame. I chose the 5 o'clock position on the wreath for my bow. For the final touch of this bow, I created fishtails, or also known as dovetails. Simply cut out a triangle at the end of the ribbon. To add more finesse to this wreath, we will create ribbon bundles. We are cutting the 1.5-inch wide yellow ribbon in 12-inch stripes. And we will need a total of 4. They also get fishtails. For the patterned lemon ribbon, we proceed the same way. We are cutting 4 times 12-inch wide ribbon stripes and finalize those by cutting a triangle out of the end of the ribbon. To attach the ribbon bundles to the wreath, I cut 2 pipe cleaners in half to use half for each bundle. To put the bundles together, we layer the cut ribbon pieces in an X pattern over each other, the lemon ribbon over the yellow one. Then take the pipe cleaner, put it over the middle of the bundle, pull it tight and secure it by twisting the pipe cleaner in the back. To attach the bundle to the wreath, just find a spot you like, push the pipe cleaner through the mesh and tighten it to the wire of the wreath frame. Repeat the step until all bundles are attached. The last not mandatory step is attaching the pre-cut felt piece to the back of the wreath. Just lay the felt down and poke little holes into it close to the edge to push zip ties through them. The felt helps preventing scratches on the door, but also keeps the hanging loop in place, and it gives the wreath a cleaner finished look. And that's it for today's tutorial. I hope you enjoyed your time with me. You can purchase this wreath and other creations on my website. I will leave a link in the description box below. Thank you for watching. Can't wait to see you next time.